Hello, BookTube. I'm back with part two of my sort of Christmas collection books, Blu-rays, DVDs, music, which happens to be CDs at the moment. Now, I missed some books, and I still think I've sort of realized that I think I probably have a few other books, things like I think there's a collection of Christmas stories that. There is Paddington Bear. There's a collection, um, and I didn't get my hands on that. And I think something like Mrs. Reed, Village Christmas, a couple other fiction books that are Christmas sort of orientated, and I think they didn't get separated, and they're mixed up with my fiction mostly. And also, I think there's another film book for some reason, but I couldn't see it on the shelf, and there's still a lot that needs to be shelved. So somehow that didn't get separated either for some reason. But yeah, it's just another sort of film Christmas book. I think Christmas in America or something it was called. But I could be wrong. That's the thing. Sometimes my memory is a bit faulty. But for the books that I didn't have and two that I missed on the shelf, let's start with those that I missed on the shelf. We got Christmas Cards and the Collector by Arthur Blair. This is quite a nice book. Again, this was something that was just picked up. It says £2 in it, so I probably paid £1 for it. But it goes through. It's about the Christmas card. First produced in 1843, Arthur Blair tells the story of seasonal greetings from early Victorian era up to the present day, and detours to take in novelty cards, animation, Christmas postcards, and the cards of both world wars. It's illustrated with over 120 British, European, and American cards, mostly from the author's own extensive collection. Wow. Okay. And this was published by Batsford, B.T. Batsford, which I really like, in 1986. So again, that's it. And it's mostly, I think there is a color. Yeah, there is a color section in here, which is nice to have. Some really nice cards. And I noticed there was sewing. This is a sewn binding, which is really nice. You can see the threads there. And it's just, yeah, otherwise filled with black and white photos of cards and whatnot. It's a nice book to leaf through. I have not read it, actually, from cover to cover. Now, the problem is going to be where to put this stuff. So let's set that there for the moment and that over there. And another one is Greetings from Christmas Past by Beavis Hillier. Again, says £2. I probably paid £1 for it. Yeah, this is mostly all filled. It's another Christmas card book. Hence, they were together, but not in fully. I couldn't see it fully. The Herbert Press, published 1982, and nice frontispiece there. Dog doesn't look too happy. And yeah, but this one is all colored with not a lot of text, but it's mainly a feast for the eyes. Yeah, it's all the dog in like a tennis outfit. Does not look pleased. And some that, but they are of Christmas past and not in very good taste at times. Then there's joke cards. On Parade. They seem to like dogs. Fin de Sical. So there we go. So those are the two there. Let me move this bigger one out of the way. This was one I knew I had, but it was downstairs here. So it's the Otto Penzler. I don't know how many, couple dozen collections, and this is Christmas Mysteries, but in a hardcover. And when I saw it for a hardcover several years ago, I couldn't pass it up. It's a little rough, but it's pretty good shape. And it's Head of Zeus is the publication, and it was published in 2014. And this is, by the looks of it, the 9th printing, so it's been through a lot of printings. And when I got this about it must have been 3 years ago, 3 years ago probably, I read at least one story from each collection over Christmas, and then it's been sitting since then. And there's an introduction by Otto Penzler, and then we got sections of traditional Little Christmas with stories by Agatha Christie, Peter Lovesey, Ellery Queen, Colin Dexter, Susan Moody, Mary Roberts Weinhardt, Alice Peters, and A Funny Little Christmas, Donald E. Westlake, Damon Runyon, Ron Goulart, Thomas Hardy, John Mortimer, and then we got A Sherlockian Little Christmas, Gillian Liscott, Edward D. Hodge, Peter Todd, S.C. Roberts, and The Adventures of the Blue Carbuncle by Arthur Conan Doyle. That one I liked. A Pulpy Little Christmas, Dead on Christmas Street, John D. MacDonald, Joseph Cummings. An Uncanny Little Christmas, Peter Lovesey again. Max Allan Collins. A Scary Little Christmas, Josephine Bell, Ethelina White. I really like her writing. Marjorie Brown, Peter Robinson. A Surprising Little Christmas. I don't recognize any of the names. Barry Perron, Stanley Allen, and Joseph Shearing. Joseph Shearing, maybe that sounds familiar. A Modern Little Christmas, Ed McBain, if I can speak correctly, Doug Allen, Sarah Paretsky, Dick Lotchett. A Puzzling Little Christmas, Mary Higgins Clark, Niall Marsh, Isaac Asimov, The 13th Day of Christmas. Ed Gorman and Julian Simmons. A Classic Little Christmas, G.K. Chesterton, Rex Stout, E.W. Hornegg, Ellis Peters, H.R.F. Keating, Will Scott, Robert Louis Stevenson, O. Henry, Edgar Wallace, and Agatha Christie. It clocks in over 700 pages, almost 750 pages, so that's a nice collection. And if you're into mysteries as well, and crime fiction, so it works out for both. Now, this was the one, you've probably already seen it if you watched my mail haul. This was a Christmas gift by an unknown person who sent this to me. And it's one of the BFI guides, and it's for It's a Wonderful Life. And we'll see that coming up in the film part shortly. And it's BFI guides. They're short guides to films, and they run from excellent to mediocre. I've got quite a few of them now because I've been picking up ones of films that I have or want to have background on. And they're usually around, anywhere from about 80 to 120 pages, but this is like cropping up to 170 pages. So this... And I'm going to be reading this over the next few days. And it's was written by Michael Newton, who I don't know who he is, to be honest. And it's published 2023, so it is fairly new. It's just last year. So I'm really looking forward to this. Now, let's go through the music first. Yes, let's go through the CDs. This is just a selection. I used to have a lot more. Excuse me. I used to have a lot more. I do have a lot as MP3, like old public domain music. And I've got a ton. That's the one thing I can't show is my old time radio collection of MP3s. I have literally tens of thousands of those. And there are many that are Christmas related because there's so many years. And I've got sort of in sort of folders, Christmas related old time radio. But let's look at these. These are ones that I've picked up either new or I picked up at the library. This could have been from the library or used. I think this was used one for sure. Carols from York Minster, the Chapter House Choir. So it's directed by Jane Sturbont. This is Fox Glove Records. Never heard of them. And not all, I don't think, is Christmas, but there is Christmas related stuff on here, like Oh Little Town of Bethlehem, uh, Mary's Boy Child, uh, the Virgin Mary had a baby, Jingle Bells, Candlelight Carol, Make We Merry. So yeah, I might actually. It's a long time since I listened to it. I probably listened to it when I first got it, but since then I haven't. Here's some. There's some spoken word stuff, some plays, some audio, and this is again one of my favorite movies, which we'll see coming up, is The Holly and the Ivy. This is from a play by Willard Brown, and this is an all cast. It's a BBC Four production of Willard Brown's classic play about the 1950s family homecoming at Christmas. And we'll get to the film in a minute. This is 1971 production. Stephen Murray, John Sampson, Jane Knowles, Isabel Black, and Jeffrey Beavers. So there we go. And this is In Dulce Jubileo, beautiful Christmas carol music by Walton, Poulenc, Howells, and more. It's from the BBC Music magazine, which would come in a bag with a CD with it. And this was, I'm assuming, their Christmas one. I subscribed to it for a while. So it's got a lot of stuff on here. Matthew Owens. Yeah, just a lot of stuff. It's hard to, won't go through it. The Silent Night. It's all classical orientated. And another audio CD, full cast. This is Blackadder's Christmas Carol, which is an audio CD of the I think it's a half-hour episode, which is a take on the Christmas Carol. Now this is BBC Special plus a comic relief program starring Rowan Atkinson, Hugh Laurie, and Stephen Fry, and Tony Robinson. Let's see here. This was, and if I remember right, has a lot of the dialogue, like they've taken some of the audio from the video, the show, but then added a little bit to it to sort of bridge gaps and so forth, which happens a lot of times, if memory serves. Now, I don't know why this is in a baggie. Sorry, those were going to go flying, so let's figure out something with those. Don't need the bag. This is Christmas Crooners. 50 Yuletide classics from a golden age. Bing Crosby, Nat King Cole, Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Louis Armstrong, and more. So there's 2 CDs. As you can see, there's a lot on them. It's a 3D pop-up. Oh, that's probably why it was in the thing. It's a 3D pop-up. It's a pop-up CD. Oops. Well, that just broke off. Well, I had tape, so that's why. Anyway, you get the picture. Now, this is St. Paul's Cathedral Choir, Away in a Manger, popular Christmas classics. I do like, and I used to have quite a vinyl collection. That's why I was saying at the moment it's just these the CDs. Because I do like collecting records that are specifically Christmas choirs, but from different cathedrals and churches. And usually there were small pressings, but just their choral arrangements and everything. And it doesn't even have to be Christmas, but it's something that I used to collect on vinyl. And this is one that they've put out on CD, obviously, St. Paul's Cathedral. And this is Laser Light Digital. Again, I'm pretty sure this was something I picked up at a charity shop, because I don't remember. I never bought that new, and it doesn't have the feel of being new. Here we go. Oh, this is a an ensemble, I guess, or what do they call it? What do they call themselves? Not sure. It's a whole group because they got singers. It's the 16, so I think it's because there's 16 of them. I don't know that much about them, but I do like their stuff. They do stuff, medieval carols with fiddles, harps, and drums, traditional carols we all know and love. This Christmas collection also includes favorite 20th century English carols. So it's three CDs. So you got the traditional uh, Christmas Carol collection, which is a lot of reflection. Hodie, a Christmas Carol collection. The 16, Harry Christophers, who is the conductor, I believe. So there's that one. And Christmas Natus Est. Yeah, my Latin's really good. The early English Christmas. So I remember that being kind of cool. And this is out by Coro. I did buy this new. I think I walked into a shop and it was something like $2.99 or something like that. So I thought, oh yes, I think I'll grab that. Also something new. I think this was a gift quite a while ago. 40 Christmas Favorites by Nat and Dean. Nat King Cole and Dean Martin. So there's 2 CDs. Yes, there's 2 CDs. I'm sure there's 2 CDs. Yes, there's two CDs in this. Get 40 songs on. And then we got another group that I really like, even more so than the 16, is the Thomas Tallis the Tallis Scholars. This is a Tallis Christmas Mass, and it's out by Gimel Records, which used to be an independent label, but then bought by Philips, I believe. Who may have been bought out by somebody else who can keep track of these conglomerations anymore. So this has a Thomas Tallis, which I really like. Thomas Tallis as music. And then we've got another Tallis Scholars, Christmas with the Thomas Tallis, or the Thomas Scholars. So this has a variety of others on here. It's got medieval carols, the Coventry Carol, Ave Maria, German carols, and Chant from Salisbury and Tudor Polyphony. All stuff that I really like. Okay, now that is it for the CDs. Now we'll go into the movie. I've split them up into 2 piles. I split the piles up for must watch, like my favorite Christmas films, and it's a mixture of Blu-ray and DVD, because when a nice Blu-ray comes out with some extras on of my favorites, I will definitely pick it up. So we've got Holly and the Ivy. We've already seen that in the play, but it's one of my favorites, with Ralph Richardson, Celia Johnson, Margaret Leighton, Denham Elliott, and John Gregson. It is literally one of my favorites. I love this, and it's a must to watch every year for me. Let's see. This was put out. It's a brand new restoration, and it is very, very nice. I can't see who. It's not a boutique. Oh, it's Studio Canal. That's who did it. So not quite mainstream, but close. And here's one that is a favorite as well. Is Remember the Night with Barbara Stanwyck and Fred McMurray. Beulah Bondi, and it's the screenplay was written by Preston Sturges and directed by Mitchell Eason. Sorry, I always say Michael for some reason. Ted Setzlaff was the cinematographer. Just an absolutely fabulous. This was a limited edition put out by Indicator. And it was a limited edition Blu-ray, It's got audio commentary on it, and it's got a bunch of extra. That is a favorite. I had to get that as soon as it came out because it disappeared very quickly, the limited edition one. And we come back to It's a Wonderful Life. They're about the same size. Well, see, these are the size of DVDs, I think, so they don't fit on my Blu-ray shelves, which is a sad case of affairs. So this is, yes, I bought this in Blu-ray, but I'm really waiting for a super, super deluxe, uh, you know, edition of it with lots of commentaries. I don't think there's no commentary on this. I don't think, and I was disappointed with that. But it is nicely restored, so it does look pretty good on Blu-ray. Now we're back. Now we're to DVDs. The Bishop's Wife. I really like this. Cary Grant, uh, Loretta Young, and David Niven. And this was put out. This was put out just about mainstream, I think, and so was this. Again, I wish they would do some really nice editions of this with commentaries and so forth, and extras, booklets, and the whole 9 yards. But that is a favorite of mine. Another one, Going My Way, which I watch at Christmas. It's not necessarily set at Christmas. There is a Christmas scene in it, but this I use as an example that this, to me, has a Christmas feeling to it. Even though it's not set fully at Christmas, it's got the Christmas feel. And I can explain that more, and I probably will. Tomorrow night, I'll be on Aaron Hook's channel and talking about Christmas films and a few other things on Christmas Eve. Now, and that's why I say that even films that are set at Christmas sometimes are not Christmas films because they have no Christmas feel to them. This does. And then its sequel, The Bells of St. Mary's, as well. And this is a Blu-ray. This is Arrow. Sadly, I missed the special edition one, so I did not get the. Oh, I did get the booklet. Oh, okay. I thought I had missed the one with the booklet, but okay. That's good. I'm glad that I have the booklet. And then we've got How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and that has the voice of Chuck Jones. It's produced by Chuck Jones. It's a voice of Boris Karloff. Yeah, why did I think Boris Karloff? Anyway, it's the good one. It's just a cartoon, but I love it. Another one that I love is The Man Who Came to Dinner with Monty Woolley, Jimmy Durante's on it, which, but they don't have Betty Davis. Oh yeah, Betty Davis is up here, and Ann Sheridan. Okay, and Monty Woolley. Okay, yeah, they're the three stars. This is a fabulous film. Again, not all Christmas, but it's close. It's got a very good Christmas feeling. This is definitely set at Christmas, and it is fabulous. It's one of my favorites. Christmas in Connecticut. Barbara Stanwyck is so great in this. I'm surprised there's close to X-rated scenes in it because of the way she's looking at the guy, and yeah, you get the picture. Barbara Stanwyck, Dennis Morgan, and Sidney Greenstreet, who is fabulous anywhere at any time. And then the all-time favorite, I guess. Well, I don't know if it's the all-time favorite, but it's up there. Is the 1951 Scrooge Christmas Carol. In the United States, it was released as the Christmas Carol. That's how I saw it on TV. It's with Alistair Sim, Sir Michael Hordern, and George Cole. It is absolutely fabulous. I think it's the best by none. The best adaptation of Christmas Carol. Now we could go on to sort of other ones, but not quite as favorites. Miracle on 34th Street. I've begun to like that. Natalie Wood and what's his name? I always forget his name. Maureen O'Hara is on there. And I can't see the... Edmund Gwyn. Yeah. So I do like this, that one. And then we go way back to some silence. A Christmas Past, a Killman collection. See, some of these I don't think you've seen before. This is a Kino. I don't know if it's still in print. It's from 1901 to 1925. So what do we got on here? We've got A Holiday Pageant at Home. It's 5 minutes long from 1901. A Winter Straw Ride. I guess that's the correct title. It's an Edison film from 1906 and it's 7 minutes long. A Trap for Santa, 16 minutes long. It's a biograph directed by D.W. Griffith, photographed by G.W. Bitzer, who was his sort of cameraman all the time. That was 1909. A Christmas Accident, 15 minutes, 1912. Edison Film Company again. The Adventures of the Wrong Santa Claus, An Adventure of Octavius, Amateur Detective. Edison Film, 1914. And that was written by Frederick Arnold Kramer. Santa Claus versus Cupid, 16 minutes, 1915. Edison again. Santa Claus, 1925. And that's 29 minutes long. And then we've got A Christmas Carol, that's 10 minutes long, from 1910, from the novel of Charles Dickens. The Night Before Christmas, 1905, Edison Film, and it's directed by Edwin S. Porter, who was the one with the train robbery one, with the gun pointing. Then we've got another one. That was high quality DVD. This one, not so much. But this is A Christmas Carol, Old Scrooge. So we've got Christmas Carol from 1923 version. And then we got Old Scrooge. It's a Pathé film from 1926. Actually, a re-release of the 1913 British film Scrooge, starring Seymour Hicks. So Seymour Hicks will show up in a moment in the next DVD, but he did a silent. And this is Scrooge, and this is with Sir Seymour Hicks as Scrooge. This is my second favorite of adaptation of A Christmas Carol. And this was done in 1935. There were two in the 30s. The second one's okay, but it's a bit flowery for me. I like this one. The other one's too cutesy as well. But yeah, no, this one I do like, and this is Image. This is long out of print. I think this is a little difficult to get now. Now we've got Holiday Inn, Bing Crosby, Irving. It's an Irving Berlin's Holiday Inn with Fred Astaire, featuring the Academy Award-winning song "White Christmas." And this is just the normal Universal release. It's got 2 discs on, and there's a colorized version on it, which is, hey, don't want that. And then we got Irving Berlin's White Christmas. To me, it's basically a remake of Holiday Inn, which I like that better, but this is very opulent. There's some really great scenes in it, where Danny Kaye and Bing Crosby are doing a song called Sisters, which is really funny. So this has it has commentary by Rosemary Clooney. I always like Rosemary Clooney, so that's good, and that's why I'd probably keep this unless I don't know if I'd get a Blu-ray unless it has a lot of extra on it, because it's not up there as my favorites, but I like it. But if there was lots of extras booklet, yeah, definitely. And this is one that I had mentioned before. I think in the last film, because in one of the books it mentioned it. It was something that I never cared for. I never liked it as a kid. But it's grown on me as an adult over the years, and I now really, really like it. I really like Darren McGavin, Night Stalker, and other things. Just a fabulous actor. The kid's a bit annoying, but he's become less annoying as the years have gone on. And I can't remember who the mother was. Uh, oh, Melinda Dillon. Dillon. Um, yeah. Um, I don't know if she was in anything else, but yeah, that's one I liked. A more recent one, which I thought was fun. It was good. And I've only watched it a couple times, but for 99, I think it was 99p on Amazon one Christmas, and I had, free shipping with the Prime. So I went ahead and got The Man Who Invented Christmas. It's fun. It's about Charles Dickens writing the Christmas Carol, where all the characters sort of come to life in his mind and they interact with him and help him write the story. Uh, it's actually quite fun. It's a fun film. And the last one I've got here is a collection of four. There, this was something that Warner Brothers put out, which was kind of neat. They did a whole bunch of them. I got rid of most of them, but this one, for some reason, never sold. It has two really good ones that I like watching. Is uh, Holiday Affair with Robert Mitchum and uh, Janet Leigh, and then It Happened on Fifth Avenue. That one I like too. That's a good one. The other two here, All Mine to Give and Blossoms of the Dust, good films. This one especially is no, this one is especially a good film, but again, it doesn't work for me for Christmas, nor does this one here. It's an interesting film, but it doesn't quite work for me. But yeah, that's it, I think. So if you want to hear me talk and sort of blabber on about Christmas films in more detail, I assume, join me tomorrow night. Look at my community tab, and you'll see uh, the link for the the Christmas Eve live that I'll be with Aaron. Or I'll actually put the link down below as well if I remember to do that before it gets posted. Thank you, BookTube, and Merry Christmas to everybody. And I want to thank everybody who has stayed with me this last year. I know I haven't been putting up much in the way of videos. I'm still working on that. I'm finding it difficult to do videos, and I'm finding it more enjoyable to do lives. So maybe there'll be more excuses to do live videos in 2025. But again, thank you very much, everybody, and Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to everyone.